Hello, this is Henrik Beshman. I'm a software developer in Toronto, Canada. My website is internetcommons.ca, and this is the sixth screencast in my series, What is Drupal?, in which I put forward the proposition that Drupal can be best understood by considering 5 of its key properties: a resource manager, a configuration manager, a content manager, a state change machine, and a rapid application development tool. In this screencast, I'll be looking briefly at Drupal as a content manager. I won't get into it in a lot of detail because there's a lot of material already out there. By way of background, I use a number of contributed modules in the demonstration I'm about to give: views, node queue, display suite, insert, to insert images into text, file field sources, and adaptive image styles, and we'll encounter those as we go along. The demonstration website that I'm using is vegetabledye.ca. It's one of my own websites. It's about a way of eating. It's a fairly simple and straightforward website. So in terms of content management, let's just have a look at some of the content here. As you can see, there's a layout of some recipes here. In previous screencasts, we've looked at this particular item, which happens to be a recipe for soup. So let's have a look at the background and configuration of that to see what's involved. First of all, let's have a look at the configuration of this. I use a node type called stack item, which is configured to have a title, body, image, and meta tags. The image is configured to have an unlimited number of values, so any number of pictures can be associated with a node. And I have configured insert to provide for a wide variety of image formats for the authors to select, and also to be able to upload new images or reuse images that have been used with other nodes. As with any node type, there are a number of options for nodes. Manage fields, manage display, and settings. So the settings are straightforward. Some options to be considered there. Manage fields is what we just talked about. Nodes can have any number of fields added, and manage display is available. Drupal comes with 2 default view modes, default and teaser, and display suite, which is one of the modules that I talked about that I use quite frequently, allows for addition of any number of additional view modes to allow for a variety of layouts to be available for display. To show you the difference, note that in the view mode that's created by display suite, and for which I have a display suite layout, there are there is a full set of fields available for layout configuration, whereas in this teaser mode, for which I just use the default Drupal layout, there's not very much of a choice. The default view mode, again, I have configured to be a display suite layout, and that again allows for a larger variety of fields to be configured in the layout. So I use the default layout for the full page layout and the stack item display for the summary layout. So in other words, each of these content boxes are stack item displays, whereas the full page layout is the default display. In addition to the layout options that I've selected for the stack item display, putting the title in the header, the image, and the body in the left area of this fluid two-column stack display, I've added classes to a couple of these areas to make it easy to add CSS style rules to those areas. And that's one of the features of Display Suite. So let's just have a quick look at those classes. There's the stack item, which specifies the content boxes of floating left, having overflow hidden, a particular border, rounded corners, and so forth. And the footer is positioned to be at the bottom of that box, so that's quite straightforward. Just one last point about the fields. Going back to manage fields, is that when you're editing a field, you have a choice of widgets. And when you're editing a display for a field, you have a choice of formatters. In the case of Display Suite formatting, there are additional formatting options available in terms of size and link. So Drupal and its contributed modules provides for content type settings, field structure, individual field settings, widgets for individual fields, formatters for individual fields, view modes, which are kind of collections of layouts and styles. One last thing is, let me show you a modification of a template that I used. Going back to the application itself and the listing of nodes, the view that is used here by node Q, which is a classic views implementation, provides for a listing of themes, and the default theme, a listing of templates, and the default template for this particular structure includes a div in between each item. That would not work in this case because I want these items to be stacked horizontally, not vertically. And so what I've done is literally copied that template and reproduced it, but without the div wrapping each row, and that allows the content boxes to stack horizontally. And of course, with the CSS and a few simple media statements, I was able to let me just show you here. I was able to organize this layout so that it is fluid and responsive, and therefore renders well in any device, including a smartphone. So there's a rich availability of configuration options available, and that leaves a process for the author that ends up being quite straightforward. In order to edit one of these records, an author simply needs to click on the Edit tab, change the HTML or the content as desired, add a summary, and select images, including the size of image. Now in this case, the image field as such is hidden for the default display, so that the author can insert the image code with the help of this insert module. The final operation that the author has to undertake is to assign a node to a node queue if it's just been created, and that's just a matter of clicking here, and then once a node has been assigned to a node queue, it can be organized by way of priority or order. So there are any number of ways to organize this process of content management, but if the components are well selected and well configured, then the end result is that it becomes quite straightforward for the author to maintain, and the results can be quite pleasing. This is Henrik Beshman at internetcommons.ca.